The young man kept his eyes closed, trembling with slight vibrations emanating from his body, indicating fear. His breath was shallow and his heart pounded loudly in his chest, almost as if it was trying to escape the terror that gripped him. Behind him, the strange creature moved, heading towards him. Its movements were slow but deliberate, each step echoing ominously in the dimly lit room. What was odd is that the creature, almost medium height, wore nothing but was completely covered in long hair. The hair seemed to move on its own, as if it were alive, adding to the eerie atmosphere. At the top of its head, among the hair, were small horns protruding. These horns were sharp and glistened in the faint candlelight, making the creature look even more menacing. The young man wore somewhat unusual clothes, not from this era, giving him an arabesque impression. His attire was intricate, with detailed patterns that seemed out of place in the modern world. Perhaps there was a hint of handsomeness in his face, undeniable to anyone. His features were sharp and well-defined, but the fear in his eyes overshadowed his natural beauty. There was a small candle. The young man stood in a completely empty room, a very strange scene. The candle's flickering flame cast long dancing shadows on the walls, adding to the room's unsettling ambience. Next to him on the room's floor, but the young man himself kept his eyes closed, giving his back to the creature, as he hadn't forgotten the warning he heard before the creature's arrival. The warning echoed in his mind, a constant reminder of the danger he faced. He must keep his eyes shut and never look behind him. The fear of what he might see if he turned around was enough to keep his eyes tightly shut, despite the overwhelming urge to look. The conversation was in a strange language resembling Arabic. I think it's Persian. The air was thick with tension. "What do you want, child?" That statement came from the creature standing behind the young man, spoken in tones that sent shivers down the young man's spine. He replied with trembling tones, "I want power, absolute power and safety for the rest of my life." The creature's eyes glowed ominously, as if considering the weight of the request, casting an eerie light on the young man's face. The creature approached the young man closer until he was just centimeters away, its breath cold and unsettling. It leaned in close to the young man's ear and whispered, "If you want power, we will give you some of it. But if control, then you must sacrifice many things." The young man, trembling and filled with a mix of fear and curiosity, said, "I agree." The creature then said, "Then turn your face to me and do not open your eyes, and obey everything I tell you." The young man hesitated for a moment, his heart pounding, but then slowly turned his face towards the creature, ready to face whatever came next. The city of the dead,